Raj. We are here to give you an update on the efforts we are making for rescue and relief in Nepal. It's called Operation Maitri. The fact that we are here today, Home Secretary, Defense Secretary, and the NDMA, Civil Aviation, will give you a sense of our own coordination in this regard. Now, today we expect to have 13 military aircraft go into Kathmandu. 4 of them are C-17s, 3 of them are C-130s, 4 of them are IL-76s, and 2 of them are AN-32s. In addition, we had some civil aircraft going in the morning, 2 Air India aircraft and 1 jet to bring back Indians who were stranded there. Now, in terms of what has gone in today for rescue and relief, we've had, now some of it has already happened because out of these 13 aircraft, 5 have landed in Kathmandu, the others are on their way. We had a bit of a break because, as you know, there were aftershocks today in Kathmandu which closed the airport for some time, but by evening, late evening, we expect to have all 13 in. Now, what is and has gone into Kathmandu today are parts of 3 army field hospitals, engineering task force, a medical contingent of civilian medical doctors, along with 2 tons of medical supplies, which has been organized by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. We've had 3 more NDRF teams. Yesterday, 7 teams went in. Those 7 teams are already deployed. 2 of them are in Patan, 2 of them are in Swayambhu, 3 of them are in Bhaktapur. Today, 3 more teams have gone in. They will be deploying very soon. We are expecting in the next few days 6 more teams of NDRF to go in. In terms of supplies, there are 10 tons of blankets and tents which have been lifted, 50 tons of water which have been supplied by the railways, and 22 tons of food material which have been contributed by different states and voluntary organizations. Now, in addition to these 13 fixed-wing aircraft which are going into Kathmandu, there are already 6 Mi-17 helicopters which moved this morning to Kathmandu. Their operations are being coordinated. Our understanding is that they've already been active in rescuing and bringing people who have been injured in the earthquake. There are 2 more ALHs, Army ALHs, and 4 more Mi-17s which are on standby. So this is the air deployment and the supplies and personnel who have gone in today. Again, I underline that our rapid rescue and relief response to the situation in Nepal is our primary mission. Now, since we are going in there, we are also obviously looking to bring back Indians and citizens of other countries where we have the space back to India. Now, today so far, yesterday we brought back 540 people. Today so far, 2 aircraft have been able to take off. One was of 237, which has landed already. One is of 266, which is on its way. There is 1 aircraft which is loading as we speak, which is of 130 people. We have a lot of Indians and citizens of other countries who are at the airport. We have to tell them to be patient because they have to understand that relief and rescue in Kathmandu is our primary purpose. We have to fly in loads of equipment and supplies. We will accommodate as many people as we can in bringing them back, but this will take a little bit of time. Today the airport itself was closed for a fairly large portion of the day, and it was also closed to commercial traffic. So it's only now that civil airlines again can operate, so it's going to take us a little time for Air India and other airlines to fly in. Air India has been good enough to reduce its fares to very, very reasonable levels as a gesture. Now, we also hope that we will be able to get people out of Kathmandu by buses. We have been trying to confirm that the two road access to Kathmandu, one from the Raxaul Birganj side and the other from Sunoli Bhairava side, that these are open. To the best of our information, the roads are open, but the traffic is moving very slowly. It's clogged with vehicles. But we are expecting, again, as I speak, about 35 buses to move out of these two, Raxaul and Sunoli. And we have asked our embassy in Kathmandu also to see if they can organize buses and send people. They are having difficulties because buses and drivers are not readily available, but they are making best efforts. So we hope probably by nightfall or early tomorrow morning to have some bus movement of people as well. So this is broadly the situation. If you have any questions, I or my colleagues would be very happy to answer. I don't know if my colleagues would like to add anything in this regard.
Now over to Home Secretary.
Well, just to give an update on the casualties and the persons who have been injured in different states. As of now, the reports received indicate that 62 casualties have taken place and 259 people have been injured. Bihar 46, Uttar Pradesh 13, West Bengal 2 and Rajasthan 1. Those injured: Bihar 156, Uttar Pradesh 43, West Bengal 52 and Sikkim 8. So that is the overall picture as of now. As I mentioned yesterday, 4 teams of NDRF are in Bihar and 1 team in UP. They have been deployed, and state governments, we are monitoring the situation, and if they need any further assistance from the central government, we have assured them all possible help from this side. So that is just at this point in time. If there are any questions, then we will come back to defense.
Sir, today you have also directed SSP to get involved in the relief effort, set up certain camps, etc. Set up certain camps, and what would be SSB's role, and would you also be telling them to cross the border and help like NDRF?
Well, SSP has been given instructions to facilitate movements across the border. All these buses from UP, Bihar and even Uttarakhand, they would be going across to bring tourists by road, as was mentioned by the Foreign Secretary. So we have given clear instructions that the SSB officers must facilitate that. B, SSB officers have also been given instructions that they could set up medical camps in our border areas. If any assistance is required by any of the tourists coming in, they would be able to give them help.
One by one, please. One by one.
अब तक 540 आए, अब तक कुल कितने भारतीय आ गए हैं और कितने के वहाँ फंसे होने की आंकड़ा क्या है, कितने लोग वहाँ फंसे?
देखिए, कल मेरे ख्याल से 540 लोग 46 लोग आए। आज जो हैं, जैसे मैंने बताया, अभी तक 2 प्लेन्स, क्योंकि हमें ना जब तक प्लेन लोड नहीं हो जाता और लिफ्ट नहीं हो जाता, हमें एग्जैक्ट नंबर पता नहीं होता। एक प्लेन का तो 237 था, जो अभी प्लेन, जो ये प्लेन पहुंच चुकी है। दूसरी प्लेन में 267 लोग हैं। अभी जो हैं 130 की संभावना है, पर ये अंदाज का नंबर है, जब तक टेक ऑफ नहीं होगा हमें वो नंबर पता नहीं चलेगा। कितने लोग हैं वहाँ, मैं कह सकता हूँ कुछ हजारों में हैं, क्योंकि हमारे भी लोग हैं, दूसरे देश के भी लोग हैं। अब एग्जैक्ट नंबर जब तक लोग प्लेन में चढ़ते नहीं है, हमें माने कहना मुश्किल होता है, पर ये मैं आपको कह सकता हूँ कुछ हजारों में हैं लोग।
any idea on the
मेडिकल फैसिलिटी के बारे में खासतौर पर कंप्लेंट आ रही है, बहुत सारी दवाइयों की जरूरत है, बहुत सारे लोगों को इलाज की जरूरत है, क्या ऐसा कुछ हो रहा है कि वहाँ से भी कुछ लोगों को इंडिया में इलाज के लिए लाया जाए?
देखिए, अभी तक मुझे नहीं लगता कि कोई कंप्लेंट आ रही है, वहाँ से रिक्वेस्ट आ रही है, और वहाँ जो हम लोग कर रहे हैं, जैसे हमें लग रहा है कि वहाँ लोग प्रशंसा कर रहे हैं कि हम इतनी जल्दी रेस्पॉन्ड कर रहे हैं, तो इसको थोड़ा ठीक तरह से आप पोर्ट्रे करिए। तो इसमें जो हो रहा है, हम एक फील्ड हॉस्पिटल जो कल गई थी, वो उसका डिप्लॉयमेंट नेपालीज मिलिट्री हॉस्पिटल के साथ हो चुका है। आज जो मेडिकल टीम जो जा रही है, उनका डिप्लॉयमेंट होगा, और हमारी कोशिश है कि जो सिविलियन हॉस्पिटल की जो मेडिकल सप्लाईज की जो डिमांड जो है, उसका वो असेसमेंट करेंगे, और जो भी डिमांड होगा वो जो रिक्वायरमेंट है वो हम लोग भेजेंगे।
any idea on the number of Indian casualties across the border?
I think we don't have a very good sense unless Home Secretary wants.
In fact, the only information that we have on this, that 2 persons from Bihar who belong to Bihar are reported to have died there. So that is the only information as of now we have with regard to such people.
We have some unconfirmed reports, but I don't want to share that unless we have confirmation.
Mr. Home Secretary, what is the total figure that you as the government of India are getting are dead in Nepal? As in, we are getting 2100, 1900, and have you got any confirmed figure of dead and injured in Nepal?
No.
Not yet.
Yeah, please.
How you describe the situation there? How bad it is?
It's obviously very bad. I mean, if you look, you've seen the pictures coming out, you look at the numbers of casualties which people are talking about, and you look at the scale of our response. It's obviously a very, very serious situation.
Yeah.
सर, बसेस की बात की आपने, बस के थ्रू लोगों को लाने की बात की जा रही है, तो बसेस क्या भारत से कितनी सारी बसें भेजी जा रही है और वहाँ कितने बसों के जरिए लोगों को लाया जा रहा है?
देखिए, अभी हमें आज ही पता लगा है, हमको चेक करना पड़ा कि रोड की हालत क्या है। तो एक बार जब हमें कंफर्मेशन मिली है कि लोग रोड बसेस और गाड़ियां जो हैं रोड में जा रही हैं, तो अब हम लोगों ने शुरू की है बसेस भेजना, क्योंकि वहाँ काठमांडू में बस मिलना मुश्किल हो रहा है हमें। तो अब वो रिक्वायरमेंट के हिसाब से जाएंगी, क्योंकि रोड जो है वो काफ़ी क्लॉग्ड है इस टाइम, कि बाकी गाड़ियां हैं रोड में, कुछ जा सकती थी, कुछ रुकी हैं वहाँ। तो ये अगले दिन आपको देखना होगा कुछ दिन के लिए कि कितनी बसें जाएंगी, पर हमारी उम्मीद है कि काफ़ी माने रोड रूट के थ्रू काफी बड़ी इवैक्यूएशन होगी।
Naik, Mr. Naik, I'll come.
Any idea how many Indians are injured or missing in Kathmandu?
No.
Yeah, there.
There were teams that were on an expedition at the Mount Everest. Now, what are the efforts that are being made to rescue those people, and any numbers of the number of people rescued so far?
I think right now the focus, I mean, it's been about 36 hours, less than 36 hours since the earthquake. I think the focus of the efforts has been on Kathmandu, because that's where the primary casualties and damage have been, and that's also the logical entry point for a rescue and relief effort. But our embassy is trying to get as much information as possible all over Nepal. It is not easy. Today telephones were off and on, internet is down, electricity is very difficult. So we are trying to piece together a picture, but it's a very, very difficult situation, and we hope that people understand how difficult it is to operate in this situation.
Yes, Geet.
The Ministry of External Affairs and the Government of India have created various control rooms and numbers, and we see a lot of people approaching the Ministry of External Affairs, or for that matter, Government of India, through social media. How are you coordinating with those people who are putting their messages across, trying to get in touch with the embassies? And quite a few of them are in Pokhara or remote areas. We've seen messages of people who are in remote areas and have not been able to really reach Kathmandu. How is the government trying to help Indians stranded in remote areas?
Well, first of all, I think a number of ministries have opened up control rooms, because the Home Ministry has opened up for people who have inquiries in India. I think NDMA has also opened up its control room. Insofar as Nepal is concerned, what we did was we gave some telephone numbers, but given the spate of inquiries we had, they were not handleable by telephone. So we also are using Twitter and mails. I put out an email address yesterday for people. Now, what we are doing is, and in fact, I must say, we got a lot of information from NDMA because, the public responds in its anxiety. So people are not sure who to write to or contact. We've got a lot of information because people contacted the NDMA control room as well. So right now we are compiling data on the Indians who their relatives tell us are in Nepal. But obviously the follow-up will be to call them up and figure out, but we'll have to do that. At the moment, the immediate task is on rescue and relief.
आज जो आपने शॉप का 6.9 उससे जो है हालात क्या और कुछ असर पड़ा और दूसरा बारिश उधर काफी हो रही उससे कितना मुश्किल आ रही है
जस्ट
सेंटर है वो बहुत ज्यादा करीब है हिंदुस्तान के भी और करीब
नहीं
हमारे बॉर्डर एरिया तो वहाँ पे भी कुछ क्या
नहीं, जैसे आज जो आफ्टर शॉक जो हुआ था उसके कारण एक तो एयरपोर्ट को बंद कर दिया था, तो उसी का इम्पैक्ट था हमारे रेस्क्यू और रिलीफ एफर्ट में। और बारिश और जो क्लाउड कवर जो है उसमें मेरे ख्याल से हेलीकॉप्टर्स आर हैविंग सम ऑफ द हेलीकॉप्टर्स हैड टू टर्न बैक yesterday and many of the tasks which helicopters could have done were difficult to do because of cloud cover. And obviously, if it rains, it is going to make rescue and relief.
already forecast है कि और बारिश होगी
Yes.
Sir, which areas of Nepal are worst affected according to your information? Which areas of Nepal are worst affected according to your information? And where our teams, relief and rescue teams, are posted?
Well, as of now, I told you the deployment of the 7 NDRF teams yesterday. I'm not yet sure because this where the NDRF teams are to be deployed. DG NDRF is in Kathmandu. So, yeah.
I'll just add something. See, epicenter is करीब 75 kilometers northwest, Kathmandu से. That area has been seen by our helicopters today. We have seen fairly extensive damage to the houses. Now, the position there is that our assessment is that while there is damage to houses, the damage to life may not be as much because of the nature of material perhaps used in the houses. We have in fact rescued almost 141 people from generally the area which would be treated as the epicenter of the earthquake, and they have been moved to the military hospitals or other hospitals in Kathmandu.
5 kilometers northwest from where?
75 kilometers northwest
From
of Kathmandu.
Kathmandu. Can I just add one thing? You see, we are getting inputs from different parts because we have some military people, we have NDRF people, we have embassy inputs. So essentially the exercise which we have been doing is that the NCMC, the National Crisis Management Committee, which Cabinet Secretary heads, we meet in the mornings. We had a very extended session. So different inputs are collated together, which gives us a more integrated picture. At this time, it is still happening little by little.
The management team that we are sending.
Yeah, and then today all of us, the secretaries who are involved, led by Cabinet Secretary, we reported in to a meeting which Prime Minister and the senior ministers of the Cabinet attended. The Prime Minister took this meeting. Now, one of the outcomes of the meeting today was that we are going to send a senior level team to Nepal, to Kathmandu, who will coordinate this, which will be an interministerial team. So it will take us time to get an integrated picture because we will get inputs. Again, for example, so far our people have only gone into Kathmandu. We don't know the situation which is west of Kathmandu where a lot of damage was done. So I think we will be briefing you regularly so that we get a better picture.
I have a question. You mentioned that you would try to get Indian nationals as well as people of other nationalities. We've reported about a case where a British national, she is a person of Indian origin, but a British passport holder. She was in queue, but at the very last moment, she was asked to get off the relief flight, whereas she had a colleague who is also from Bangalore, and this person is also from Bangalore, Padmini Ray Chaudhary. She was asked to, she was not taken. And her other colleague who was an Indian national, she was asked to go on the flight. So
and your point is?
No, is there a sort of priority only for Indian passport holders, or is it based on whoever?
No, look, I think every nation obviously gives priority to its own nationals. I mean, I don't think that is an unnatural thing. But where there is space, if an aircraft is taking off and there is space and there's a very, it depends on the case concerned, the person concerned. These are judgments which the local people, local authority, our local team would make. So I wouldn't go very much by an individual example.
Immigration issues also. Yeah. You want to address the question? 1 minute, please. Yeah. Please.
अभी अगले 1-2 दिन में अगर हम मौसम के बारे में और उससे रेस्क्यू को लेकर क्या तकलीफें आ सकती है उस बारे में, बारिश की भी काफी फोरकास्ट है, क्या क्या और चीजें हैं जो आप बताना चाहेंगे शेयर करें?
जहाँ तक बारिश का प्रश्न है, अभी रहेगी, अगले 48 घंटे बारिश रहेगी। आज से कल थोड़ा तेज होगी, परसों और तेज होगी, तो इससे बाधा जरूर होगी। दोनों, चूंकि भूकंप के कारण थोड़ा सा कमजोरी आ जाती है, तो भूस्खलन और एवलांच की संभावना बढ़ जाती है। इस भूस्खलन से भी एवलांच हुए हैं, तो उसकी संभावना बढ़ जाती है।
उसके अलावा
जो आफ्टर शॉक्स है, अब तक 46 आ चुके हैं, 4 या उसके अधिक मैग्नीट्यूड के, जिसमें कि 2 जो कल आया था 6.6 का और आज जो 6.9 का, ये बड़े भूकंप है, और बाकी 5 और 6 के बीच के भी काफी है, लेकिन छोटे छोटे तो असंख्य हैं, 3 से कम है, और ये अभी आने वाले समय में जारी रहेंगे और आएंगे। और आमतौर पे ये है कि क्योंकि जो ऊर्जा है, ये रीसेटलमेंट में समय लगता है, और जितनी ऊर्जा अगर अभी निकल जाए तो भविष्य में बड़े भूकंप के आने की संभावना कम रहती है। तो और रीसेटलमेंट में समय कितना लगेगा, ये अंदर भूगर्भ की अवस्थाओं के ऊपर निर्भर करता है, क्योंकि हम देख नहीं पाते हैं, तो उसका आकलन अभी मुमकिन नहीं।
सर, आज एक रिपोर्ट पढ़ रहे थे, उसके मुताबिक पूरी दुनिया भर से जो है, जो जियोलॉजिस्ट हैं और जो अर्थ साइंटिस्ट हैं या जो सिस्मोलॉजिस्ट हैं, वो सब नेपाल गए हुए थे स्टडी करने के लिए। दे वर एक्सपेक्टिंग सच काइंड ऑफ कैन कम, उसकी स्टडी के लिए गए हुए थे, और शायद उनकी एक्सपेक्टेशन से काफी पहले, हालांकि कोई फोरकास्ट नहीं कर सकता है अर्थक्वेक को, लेकिन वहां पे इस तरीके की चीजें जो है अंदर प्लेट्स में चल रही थी, और ये वॉज वेरी मच एक्सपेक्टेड, और इस स्केल से इससे भी ज्यादा का एक्सपेक्टेड था। तो क्या माना जाए आगे भी जो है और इस तरीके के, और ये कौन सी प्लेट्स है जिसकी वजह से कम आया?
देखिए, ये जो क्षेत्र है, ये यूरेशियन और इंडियन सब कॉन्टिनेंट प्लेट, जो ये बड़ी प्लेट्स है, और ये फ्रैक्चर जो है ये भी बहुत लंबा है, अफगानिस्तान से लेकर के म्यांमार तक, और फिर उसके बाद में ये दक्षिण में जो अंडमान की तरफ जो ये सब जाता है, ये बड़ी प्लेट है। और ये प्लेटों के जो दबाव है, ऐसे प्लेट्स के दबाव में जो भी भूकंप आता है, बड़े भूकंप की संभावना वहां काफी ज्यादा होती है। क्योंकि कई वर्षों से यहाँ बड़ा भूकंप नहीं आया था, तो ये प्रतीक्षा थी इसकी कि आएगा, समय का कोई आकलन होता नहीं है ऐसे में। और जैसा मैंने कहा कि अभी रीसेटलमेंट का समय चल रहा है, और इसका दौर जो है कितना चलेगा, इसका कोई पूर्वानुमान नहीं कर सकता।
सर, आपने कहा कि आफ्टर शॉक्स जारी रहेगी, कोई अवधि है जिसको क्या चाहेंगे बताना?
मैंने निवेदन किया कि जब एक बार बड़ा भूकंप होकर बड़ा रप्चर हो गया और निरंतर ऊर्जा निकलती रह रही है, और वापस जो भूगर्भ की अवस्था वो रीसेटल होती है, और ये रीसेटलमेंट के प्रोसेस को, क्योंकि कोई ऑब्जर्वेशन तो है नहीं, आप देख पा नहीं रहे हैं, न कोई मॉडल है, न आंकड़े हैं, तो इसका कोई अनुमान लगाना संभव नहीं है। लेकिन ये जारी रहते हैं। आमतौर पे ये देखा गया है, जब भी बड़ा भूकंप आता है, तो जैसे ये 7.9 का था, तो 1 मैग्नीट्यूड कम के आफ्टर शॉक्स आते हैं, धीरे धीरे ये कम होते जाते हैं, और बीच में लेकिन एपिसोड्स, स्पाइक्स होते रहते हैं। तो ये कुछ सप्ताह तक, कुछ महीनों तक, कुछ वर्षों तक भी चलते हैं।
We'll make it
just one. I had one additional point. I think perhaps it was Gita's question, which was you asked about calls to our control rooms. So our control room people confirmed to me that every call and every mail is replied to, so that the person who's calling is clear that the information given by them has been accepted by the system. The second point, I think we have one input about the report of the early deployment of NDRF, which I think Home Secretary might want to say something.
No, NDRF की जैसे 7 टीम ऑलरेडी डिप्लाई हो चुकी हैं और 3 टीम आज पहुंची हैं और होपफुली 6 टीम कल रवाना हो जाएंगी और अभी तक की जो रिपोर्ट मिली है उसके मुताबिक एनडीआरएफ ने they have been able to save 8 live persons and recovered 23 bodies. और जहाँ तक एक्स ग्रेशिया पेमेंट की बात है, पीएम रिलीफ फंड से 2 लाख अनाउंस कर दिया गया है और एनडीआरएफ जो एसडीआरएफ की नॉर्म्स हैं जो हमने अभी फिलहाल में रिवाइज किए थे, जैसा आपको मालूम है 1.5 लाख से उसको 4 लाख किया था, तो वो 4 लाख भी एक्स ग्रेशिया पेमेंट के तौर पे टू द नेक्स्ट ऑफ कीन ऑफ दोज हु हैव लॉस्ट देयर लाइव्स विल बी मेड अवेलेबल.
You wanted to ask last question.
Sir, it is in India. What is recovered in
नेपाल.
Asia payment is also.
No, that is for.
मेरा सवाल ये है सर कि इस मौजूदा वक्त में भारत का योगदान नेपाल में सिर्फ रेस्क्यू रिलीफ तक ही होगा या बाद में इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बिल्डिंग में भी जारी रहेगा?
नहीं, देखिए अभी तो सिचुएशन ऐसा है कि हमारी फोकस जो है रेस्क्यू और रिलीफ पर है, पर ये पड़ोसी हैं, नेपाल है जिसके साथ हमारा बहुत माने पुराना रिश्ता है, तो आगे क्या होगा वो तो हमें देखना पड़ेगा, पर जो आपके प्रश्न मेरे ख्याल से प्रश्न में ही उत्तर है.
As of now, our helicopters and the fixed-wing aircraft are only landing at the Kathmandu airport.
Yes.
Or are there any other bases that we are probably looking to expand the forces and make it more deep with it?
Yeah, I think so far Kathmandu, but I think we will be examining other airports because we don't know the damage in other places, but so far Kathmandu.
As the weather improves, we would be able to fly the planes to different areas. When we find which areas are the worst affected, we'll definitely shift some of the assets to those areas. So, but it's a premature question because we have really not been able to fly over Nepal as yet.
Yeah, we'll make that the last question. Yeah.
You mentioned the interministerial team that would be going to Kathmandu. Just wanted to know if there is an understanding of formation, the officers will be going on tracking. Is there a decision that has been taken?
No. It'll be official. It'll be a team of officials because the purpose will be to coordinate the practical operations. So it's a sort of ground level coordination. It will be headed by an official from the Home Ministry.
Yeah, it will be headed by an officer from the Home Ministry. Additional Secretary level officer would be heading this team of 6 officers.
The last one.
सर हमारा पास गुजरात का एक एक्सपीरियंस है और वहाँ पर मुझे याद है महाराष्ट्र से एक ऑफिसर परदेशी वहाँ तैनात किए गए थे. तो क्या गुजरात के एक्सपीरियंस ऑफिसरों को जिन्होंने अर्थक्वेक को डील किया उनकी भी मदद ली जा रही है?
फिलहाल तो ये निर्णय अभी लिया नहीं गया है. अगर जरूरत पड़ी तो ऐसा निर्णय भी ले लिया जाएगा.